welcome back, family. Hey, we're going to start something new here, and hopefully we'll stick with it. And that's pretty much all on me and getting my butt into gear and doing it. So, JP's Budget Collecting, he covers Comic Tom and the CBSI or whatever list. But Covrprice also has a list of the top 10, which comes out every Monday. So we are going to analyze. Yeah, I know. I had to. We're going to look at the top 10 list that Covrprice has every Monday and look at basically break it down book by book and just say if we think it's a good buy, a bad buy. And at the end, we're going to say, well, gun to my head, which one would I buy?
I like it.
Okay. So do you want to do this 10 to 1 or 1 to 10?
Probably 10 to 1.
All right.
Countdown.
So, jumping right in it. Coming in at number 10.
Mystic, issue number 15 from CrossGen. Never heard of that publisher. From 2001.
Okay. So we're talking about a 22-year-old book. Why is it hitting the top 10?
It is the first unofficial appearance of Harry Potter in a standard comic book. And it's got a whole...
Turn it up to here with Harry Potter shit.
Well, this comes, I believe, on the heels of the news that HBO will be producing a Harry Potter series that follows the books more faithfully than the movies did, apparently.
What's the going price on this in a raw and a 9.8? Do you have any idea?
Yeah. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something. Right now, most common is $150 for 9.8 and a 23 bucks for a higher end raw.
Now, I'm thinking about the last Harry Potter movie was really before the whole comic market took off. Let's be honest about that.
Yes, it was.
But I think when the news breaks about a book like this, that's a spike in the price. But I would not be against getting this book long term. Because you're going to have not just adults, but a lot of kids that grew up with it. And as they start getting jobs, and they might want to have the comic book in their collection. Yeah. That might be a decent one.
Yeah. And you know, 150 is not egregious. It's like on the border.
9.8, yeah.
It's on the border for me of like, because I don't know if it's superficial or not, but it matters to me. So I'm going to say it. On the CGC slab for this book, they don't say any key details or anything because it's an unofficial like cameo that's drawn, and that kind of bugs me. So,
is there any other Harry Potter in a comic book?
I don't know. I got really high in the register there. Let me check. I don't know, Richard. Let me check.
You go
Harry
right
Potter. Hey, Harry Potter. Patrick Warburton. The only other thing that he's in, let's see here. A one-shot anthology of short stories by various creators benefiting the survivors of the Orlando nightclub shooting. Love is Love, #1. First official comic book appearance of Harry Potter, a pinup by Jim Lee. Co-published by DC and IDW.
And that was the book that you just mentioned? Or that was a second book?
No, this is the only other appearance of Harry Potter, either cameo, unofficial, or officially.
It's drawn by Jim Lee. I might be looking at that one instead.
Yeah, 2016, November 20. It's a much newer book too, so.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know the paper quality on the Mystic to know if 9.8 is easy to get or hard to get. Overall, though, I'm not a big fan of Harry Potter, so I am not going to be looking for this book. But anybody that would be $23 for a raw, if you get a really good copy, that's not bad.
No. I'm pulling up the other one here just to take a look at. First official comic book appearances of Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, Ron Weasley, Dumbledore via Jim Lee pinup. That's pretty cool. A 9.8 for this is $126.
I would go for that instead. That actually says it on the CGC slab.
I'm about to check that right now. I can see there's something. Now let me enlarge. Enhance. No, it just talks about...
what the book is for.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. You know, you got to zoom in to read that print. It reminds me of a T-shirt that I saw a long time ago with the tiniest little print right here.
Uh-huh.
and you had to get super close to read it, and it said, "Nosy little fucker, aren't you?"
That's funny.
I know, I loved it.
All right. Next book. What do we got?
Infinite Crisis.
Number 5.
We got a Blue Beetle on the cover with first appearance of Blue Beetle, Jamie Reyes. Well, we've got the trailer dropped.
Jaime Reyes.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
The trailer just dropped, and that's why this one's blowing up, of course. And it's funny because this is actually done by Jim Lee.
Yep.
And the movie's coming out in this summer.
I believe August. Yeah.
So we're looking at $49 for Raws and $2.94 for a 9.8.
I, at one point, had a 9.6 of this that I sold.
Okay. And this book came out in 2006, so
It's a fat.
All right.
It's a fat book too. It's all. I don't know if it's a square bound, but it's close.
this is the wrong time to get this book, and we're hoping that the movie does well. Because I mean, let's face it, a lot of movies that we've seen, both Marvel and DC, the trailers look great, and then we go to watch them, we're like, okay, that wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Will Blue Beetle factor in to James Gunn's new DCU?
We don't know. They haven't. He hasn't made it clear, but the word on the street is it depends.
On how well the movie does?
Yeah.
How well the character is received. And I agree with that.
Yeah.
But if, I personally would wait till after the movie is done its course and left the movie theater, because that's when this book will go down in price. This is the wrong time to get this. And we don't know even if this character is going to be around.
I agree with that. Unless we have another crazy boom like 2021, even if the movie does well, I think the book will still cool off.
Yeah.
Just because
Well, I mean,
it's all
I
about
don't think
the
the government's going to be giving out free money anymore.
Well,
So,
yeah.
I think that's a don't get at this time.
And that book's tough to get a 9.8, I will say, because the back is pure black. It's one of those anti-smoking ads with a person in the middle, but everything is black around it. So
Right. So you wind up with a lot of color rub and
yeah.
Gotcha.
All right.
Moving on to number 8, one of my favorite books in my collection.
We just read this on the Back Issue Book Club. Check it
Yes.
out.
And we have Star Wars Heir to the Empire, number 1. Now, this, I've been actually looking at prices regularly lately. It's shooting around $1,200 or so for a 9.8. Let's see what Raws are going for.
This is one of the biggest gaps I think I've seen between 9.6 and 9.8.
This is a tough book to get in 9.8. This one is.
Yeah.
Because you got an extremely dark cover in the front.
Yeah.
Can you see it on my screen?
Yeah.
And look at the back.
Again. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
So, yes.
It goes from $350 for a 9.6 to $1,100 for a 9.8.
Yeah. And I mean, the ones I've seen is like $1,200. It says like $1,200 or best offer accepted.
Yeah.
But this is a book also that in 2021 was hitting $1,700.
Yeah.
Why didn't I sell it that time? Because I love this book. So this is a PC one for me. Again, this is the wrong time. They just had the Ahsoka trailer. We know that's coming out in August. We know Thrawn is in it because he's in the trailer. We got Lars Mikkelsen confirmed to do the voice. Everything in the world is Thrawn. So ultimately, though, Thrawn is going to be to the Star Wars universe what Thanos was to the Avengers. All these shows are going to culminate into one movie in the movie theaters that Filoni has already been greenlit to make.
Mm-hmm.
So I think long term, this is a great book to have. I would definitely look for one. But at this particular moment, it's the wrong time. I'd wait a few weeks. And if you want to know what 2 weeks can do, wait till we get to number 1. So, again, this is the wrong time to buy this. Wait. Heck, you know what? Check back prices in 3 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, it's never going to be probably, super affordable, but
Yeah.
it definitely will cool off.
You got to realize that we just read Heir to the Empire, did the Back Issue Book Club. So it's the rave right now. Everybody's watching our video, and everybody's talking about it. Wait till the hype of our video calms down.
There's 11,000 views on our video that's coming out on Friday.
And 11,000 people have already watched it.
Somehow.
Yes, it's like the Spaceballs, where you could actually watch the movie before they finish making it.
Yes, exactly. All right, moving on to number, what are we at, 7?
7, yes. We have Captain Marvel number, was it 18, 19?
Number 18, second print, 1 in 25 specific.
Okay, what's hype about this? I see another Captain Marvel also on the list, so
It's
apparently Captain Marvel.
It's the same book. It's just so it's the first appearance of Lori L., the half-sister of Carol Danvers. There was a 700% increase in copies sold this week versus the previous week due to the buyer speculation as to identify Zaw Ashton's character in the Marvel's trailer, even though her role of Dar Ben has already been confirmed by Marvel Studios' press release.
So, as JP's budget collecting would say, this is a dumpster fire.
I have no idea why you would keep buying this if it was confirmed otherwise.
Yeah, honestly, and ratio variants, I am so sick to death of ratio variants. Name me the last ratio variant that really held value.
And on top of that, a second print ratio. That's weird when they got second print ratios.
Yeah. So you were counting on people buying a lot of copies of the second print. And okay. Pass. Hard pass for me.
Yeah, and the cover is nothing amazing, in my opinion. So,
yeah.
What are we looking at? We're looking at 115 for a 9.8 and 50 for a raw for that.
Wow, that's a high for a raw. That's really high for a raw if the 9.8 is only 115.
Right? At that point, you might as well just get the guarantee 9.8.
Yeah, because, I mean, let's just say you spend 50 on it. You're going to have to submit it, shipping back and forth. Assuming you do it with other books, it's still going to run you $35, $38 per book. So now you're in for $88. For the extra $27, you got a 9.8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But, again, I wouldn't spend $115 on this book,
no.
The 9.8s at all. I mean, nope, there's no speculative value in it.
Nope.
So, and that goes for number 6, too. We could knock both of them off the list.
Exactly. Number 6 is the first print, cover A of it. Yeah, I'm not going to spec on a half-sister of Carol Danvers.
Yeah. Look, even if it is the half-sister of Carol Danvers, how well do these secondary characters hold value?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like Tony Stark or something, you know.
I mean, we can't even get the first appearance of Nebula to keep value.
Right.
I love her.
Well, and yeah.
No, I love that character.
I know. I was just going to say, we don't know. I was going to say that she has more of a role than this character, but I have no idea how much role this character is going to have. So,
yeah.
On to number 5.
On to number 5, Suicide Squad.
This is technically a series called Secret Origins, and it says it's featuring the Suicide Squad. So
Gotcha.
This is the first appearance of Rick Flag Sr.
That's not the same one from Suicide Squad, correct?
That's his son.
Right.
And then it's also got the origin of Amanda Waller and the origin of the Suicide Squad.
And this book is from 1987.
Yeah.
Okay.
Frank Grillo, the whole cast for Creature Commandos animated series has been revealed now by James Gunn and DC, and that's what kind of is boosting this one up.
What's the streaming service that this is going to be on?
HBO.
Okay.
Or they're going to call it Max by that point.
But still not. It's going to be on a major network. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And James Gunn has written all the episodes and has handed it off to a showrunner and a director and stuff. So
right.
It says 875% increase in copies sold this week. And we're looking at 110 for a 9.8 and $10 for a raw.
Now, the one thing that we don't... When is this supposed to debut? Do we know?
Creature Commandos?
Yeah. Ish.
Uh,
Not by the end of this year.
next year. Wait, what year is it? 23. Yeah, next year. After we get past 2022, I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, next year.
110 for a 9.8 isn't really that bad.
No.
But what's coming, I don't know how much it was selling for prior to this announcement.
Let me see if I can dig it up.
I'm actually clicking already.
Oh, okay. $50.
Wow, there's only been 3 sales.
Yeah, I don't think it's a particularly. It's not the first appearance of the Suicide Squad, just the origin story, along with Amanda Waller's origin. So the only real key thing about it is it's the first appearance of Rick Flag Sr.
June of 2021, it sold for 110, and just a couple days ago, it sold for 107. So you're looking at right about the $110 mark. I don't see a lot of sales. I also don't think that there's been a lot of copies that have been submitted.
Correct.
I'm sure there are people going through their dollar bin boxes, pulling these things out left and right so they can submit them. If that's the case and you get a number of 9.8s flooding the market, this is going to be $65 in 3 months.
In which case, buy it then.
Yeah, and I would recommend getting it though, because you'll get the boost when the show comes out.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where like you might as well. It's not. It's so affordable.
Yeah, exactly.
So
if you're going to speculate cheap.
Right. You don't lose much, and you got room to gain.
Moving on to number 4.
Silver Surfer.
Number 53, the first appearance of Dar Ben and Ale Dan.
Yeah, a general in the Kree Space Fleet, and Dar Ben is a general in the Kree Space Fleet.
So 2 generals in the space fleet. Got it.
Right. Rumor that Zawa Ashton, again, a rumor about this person, character will be a gender-swapped version of Ale Dan or Dar Ben. Marvel press release confirms Ashton to play Dar Ben. 400% increase in copies sold this versus the previous week. So this book in the top 10 directly contradicts those 2 Captain Marvel books.
Yeah.
It's like they're arguing which one is the right spec.
I think that the Covrprice's top 10 is based on actual sales.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're saying this is the best book.
No.
Sales.
I just mean the market is doing the arguing.
I'm looking at total recorded sales. There's only 7 total recorded sales. 1 9.0, a 9.2, 4 9.6s, and 1 9.8. The 9.8 sold in December at 115. The 9.6s, 60, 92, 46. 46 just sold yesterday for a 9.6.
I'm trying to see if there's anything fun on the key facts. Nope. Only thing is Infinity Gauntlet crossover. Who cares?
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of people that have these in their collections. They're all going to CGC now.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't spend $150 on this book. $115.
This is the kind of book that I would buy when I first was getting into comics and first speculating. I would snatch up all these a first appearance of a third level character in a movie,
Yeah. I mean, the character that Bill Murray played in Ant-Man and the Wasp, how's that book doing?
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Clyden or something like that.
Yeah. So.
Pass for me.
We're just trying to get through the BS so we can have everybody learn from our mistakes and save your money.
Yes. Absolutely.
Speaking of save your money, let's go to number 3.
Number 3. Spider Boy.
Yeah.
Now I gotta say, so this is a mashup between Spider-Man and Superboy. Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks more like Nightwing.
That's not. Yeah. But also the trade dress also is an amalgam of those two as well.
Yep, I see that.
It's kind of cool.
But I was in the chat room, in the video, the live stream for JP, and I tried to come up with a name for the character, and somebody else just said, actually, why don't we just call him Webwing? I'm like, oh man, I love that.
Oh, Webwing. That's a cool name.
Yeah. Now, this is not a Marvel comic. Oh, it is a Marvel comic.
Yeah, it's their amalgam imprint
So 1996. And the only reason this is going up is because of all the Spider-Boy hype from Spider-Man #7, specifically the Ramos secret variant. So people, I remember there being a Spider-Boy. Maybe it's just, and it's not the same one. We know it's not the same character.
Amalgam Comics, just for people's information, it was an imprint shared by DC and Marvel together.
Aha.
And it was founded in 1996 and defunct in 1997.
Can't we all just get along? So, I mean, it's one step below What If, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
This is not a book that's going to hold value.
he might like show up as an Easter egg in Spiderverse, like in the way background or something. Like, even then, like,
Yeah, and at that point, there'll be another bump in the price for God knows what reason. Look, if I'm going to speculate on one of the Spider-Men, I want Tyrannosaurus Spider-Man to do well. Because that's just, I want to see a Tyrannosaurus swinging from a web.
that would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a raw for this is $8, and 9.8 is the 120. So
I wouldn't even spend the $8 on a raw.
nah, I don't see any point to it.
Yeah, because I mean, even if it holds value, when the hype calms down, you're never going to be able to sell it.
Yeah.
You'll be selling it at 4 just to get rid of it. So putting it in grab bags or something, I don't know. I don't want it.
All right.
Now we hit the hard two, the two hard ones now.
Marvel's Voices Spider-Verse, #1. The John Jung cover.
Yes, first appearance of Recluse and Spider-Friend.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of all these Spider variants.
They're really pushing. They've been like a diarrhea of them lately, I feel like.
Yeah,
It's
and
really exploded.
also, I hope I don't insult anybody. I'm really getting tired of all these Voices books as well.
It's hard to. I don't have a problem with them. I just can't. I can't keep up with which ones for which cause. You know, I don't.
Yeah, I think it's lost its
Prestige.
specialness at this point. Yeah, well, not just prestige, but
I see what you're saying. Yeah, like it's meaningless because it's so much more often.
oversaturated. It's just overly saturated with all these Voices books. I'd like them to. I think if they did something like a quarter of the amount of the Voices books, but raise the price and put good stories on it into it, they could actually make the fans happier, and also raise more money for these causes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you give me a really great story, and I know it's going for cancer research or autism research or something, and said, okay, we're going to sell the book for $15. I'm there.
Yeah.
But when I go to the new comic book day and half the wall is Voices books, I'm like, I mean, can I just donate and not take up all my short boxes?
I got to say though, this cover is pretty sick looking.
I haven't seen it in person, but it looks very busy. It almost looks like we got to put that little warning for seizure.
Epilepsy. Yeah. This is the same guy that did those badass Optimus Prime and Megatron covers that I bought, and I'm waiting to get signed eventually.
Cool.
So, I wouldn't buy this. Their raws are $25.
It's not a ratio or anything. It's just a straight up cover.
There's a Virgin variant of it. I don't know if this is an exclusive.
The Virgin is a 1 in 50.
Yeah, but I'm trying
And the raw on that is 148. I'm looking at that right now. Well, if we're a triple ratio for the 1 in 50, that one might hold value, be a rare one, but 25 for the regular stock cover, I think that's a bit much. And too many spiders. So I'm going to say that's going to drop.
Okay. Here, let's see.
Where's Chasm? Where's Goblin Queen? Where's Red Goblin?
Yeah. I sold my Goblin Queen.
If you need one, let me know. I have a couple. No.
Okay. All right, so that's cover A. Yeah, I don't think it's a store exclusive. It's just a variant. So
there's tons of them.
yeah, I'm not buying that. But I'm not a webhead either. Like, Shop for Comics might be more into this than since he's into Spider-Man and stuff. So
True.
if that's your thing, that's your thing.
So let's hit number 1, which is also a Spider book.
Yeah, Spider-Man number 7.
The secret variant from Ramos.
Humberto Ramos.
Umberto. Again, seriously, I do like Ramos's drawing. So that this drawing does.
It's cool.
It is really cool. I love the 3-dimensional perspective.
Yeah, very action.
But I mean, the prices have already started dropping on this book.
Oh, have they?
I mean, not terribly. I mean, I did see one roll that sold for $44 today, but the majority of the ones that sold were in the 29 to 30, 26, 29, 28, 30. They're not hitting 40 anymore. I did see, I think it was a 179 for a 9.8.
Yeah.
So the 9.8s are still getting
up.
The pre-sales of 9.8s are actually still going up.
Love it. Personally, because I have two. Whether or not you should, the viewer, if you don't have them.
I think one more week this book is hitting 20. And I think it'll settle between 15 and 20 until we find out if Spider-Boy actually becomes a character that has any staying power.
Right. I think it's I feel like this is a Tosin situation, sort of, I
mean, it's not even how much Marvel has planned for him. It's how much the fans receive and like this person. Think of Punchline. How much did DC push Punchline?
Yeah.
And people just they just didn't like the character, and there's very little going on with Punchline, and her first appearance has dropped. I mean, it's still more than $20, but
Yeah. It's nothing insane. If you haven't, I would pre-order the second print.
I haven't, and I think it's too late for me to pre-order it.
Do it on eBay if you really want it. There's the main second print, but there's also the Humberto Ramos second print, which is the same as the first print that he did, except it's a Virgin and it's a 125.
Okay.
So
I wonder how much that is in a 9.8.
I don't know.
I did get. I mean, but I did. When you told me the day that this came out, it was blowing up. I went online and I saw the prices of how much the number 7 was, and I checked for pre-orders of 9.8, and I got one 9.8 fast tracked. I should have it hopefully pretty soon.
Yeah,
it was 90 with free shipping. So
seems like a deal now.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's going to come down below that for a 9.8.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it hit double digits. I think it's going to stay in the triple digits.
So,
as far as buying it now, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'd say the Raws wait another 2 weeks, and the 9.8s wait 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you get a 9.8 for a 120, 130 in a couple of months, and I think the Raws will be down to 15 to 20.
In which case, maybe you press it and send it in yourself and save, I don't know, some money. Yeah. Because it's a brand new book. Not that brand new books can get fucked up or can't get messed up, but, there's less time out, less chance of it getting messed up.
Okay. Well, time to wrap this up with our gun to our head.
Oh, I love it. Gun to the head. All right.
Gun to the head. So what we're going to do now is at today's prices.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is the top 10 list. Gun to our head. We have to buy one of these books with thinking what has the best potential.
Right now.
Right now at these prices, what has the best potential to give you some kind of return in the long run. And I mean long run within a year. Not, in 50 years it'll be worth more. No.
Oh, boy. Okay. Who's going first?
I'll go first because I didn't give you any really time to think about this.
Good.
I'm going to take the Suicide Squad book in a 9.8.
Ooh. Okay.
I mean, as much as I think Heir to the Empire is a great book, even at $1,200, especially if they do bring Mary Jade in, the book will quadruple in price. But George Lucas has never been a fan of the Mary Jade character. Filoni and Favreau love George Lucas. I don't think they'll bring her in. But the Suicide Squad is a nice economical book, and it's a character we know we're going to get on a name platform. And I think when the trailer hits and when the show hits, it'd be a great time to sell it. Don't hold on to it too long, otherwise you'll be sitting there with like your first appearance of MODOK. But I think that's got the best bang for the buck out of this top 10 list.
Yeah, this is hard to separate which one I personally want versus, Yeah,
well, I personally would like as many copies of Heir to the Empire as I get my hands on. But
oh man,
there's only really a couple of choices. Most of them are like, no.
Yeah, I'm bouncing between 10, 9, and 1, and maybe 5. But we talked ourselves out of 10. So I'm going to go...
Look, if you're a Harry Potter fan, I'm not a Harry Potter fan, so just go what you want.
Yeah, I'm not... It's... if I had to buy it right now... I have to keep reminding myself of that. Let's see, what is it, the Infinite... Trying to remember what the value was, and Covrprice is taking forever to load. All right.
Last sale of a 9.8 was $285.
No.
Yes, yesterday.
I can't choose that. Gosh, dang it. This is hard.
Yeah.
I guess I would do the Mystic 9.8.
That's not a bad idea, because if you think about it, I can't guarantee how many 9.8s there are. I didn't look at the census of this. And
for $150, first-ish Harry Potter.
Yeah, 160 sold yesterday.
So let me look it up. Mystic, what was it? Number
15.
15.
Are you doing a CGC census?
Yeah.
4 million copies.
There's only 31 9/8s. 32. One's the signature series. Signed by Daniel Radcliffe. No, I'm kidding.
That'd be interesting.
It's probably Ron Mars, the author. He's at like every convention. So, I mean, that's not a lot. 30 books, 31. That's not a lot. Let's see. Which one you got? The
Suicide Squad, the Secret Origins?
Secret Origins number
14. 108.
I see 27, one signature series, and 26 Universal number 8s.
I think a lot more of these will appear on the CGC census, and not so many of the Mystics will go up.
Key comments: President Ronald Reagan appearance.
Well, I told Nancy I wanted to get into a comic book.
I mean, those numbers there are cool. They're both right around 30.
And I think the DC book, though, there'll be a lot more that hit, but I don't think a lot of people have that Mystic book to pull out of their collection and send in. So
yeah, that's true.
A year from now, 2 years from now, I think that the Mystic will be much less on the census. But it would be great if you can get CGC to actually put on their dang label first appearance of Harry Potter in comics.
I know, right? Just write it on there with a Sharpie.
Yeah. So you're going with number 10, and I'm going with number 5.
I mean, there you go.
Neither one of them is really expensive. They both have a pretty good upside if it hits.
Yeah, and that's just like our opinion, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be totally wrong. But, I think that's probably going to be a trend. I don't think either of us are ever going to pick number 1 unless it's something crazy.
Yeah. Well, bear in mind that by the time it's on this list, the prices have already blown up.
That's true.
So we have to find something that we think can even go further. Now, upside a year, 2 year, 5 years from now, if you want to lay out the money, the Heir to the Empire is going to. That's a book that will always have value. But I think you're just playing it safe. I would go with the Secret Origins Suicide Squad. I don't want to tell anybody to get the Heir of the Empire, and next thing I know, it's down to 800. People will start sending me like hate mail. So
you can send me hate mail. Attention's attention, baby. Any publicity. If I could speak, that would be great. Any publicity is great. Good publicity. I still got it wrong. Jeez.
It's nice to know that my bloopers won't be the only ones on Patreon. All right, so let's wrap this up. What do you say?
Let's do it. Take us home.
All right. Guys, thanks so much for joining. Hopefully you like this show. We're going to try to do it every single Monday. By the time it airs, it's Tuesday. Sorry, we have to edit because we have other things to do. We have lives. But if you liked it, drop a comment down below. Tell us if you think any of the books that you think we're crazy on, anything else that you think should be on the list. Do you think that we did a good job with the video? Would you like to see us do something slightly different? We'd like your input. Don't forget to click on notifications. Click like. We really need you to click like. That's that thumbs up icon. And become a subscriber. If you really want to see more stuff than this, though, you can join our Patreon, which is Team Ohana on Patreon. It's only $3 a month. There's a lot of Patreons that charge a lot more than that. We're talking about less than a cup of Starbucks coffee per month. You get bonus content, unedited watch-along videos, extra pics in the Remember Me's. Your content actually arrives faster on that than it does on the YouTube and the podcast platforms. And, we're working on get-togethers and stuff like that, additional functions that we can have with our patrons. But our first one's going to be this Saturday. We're really excited about it.
Oh, yeah.
So I think I've blown out all my carbon dioxide.
You did it.
Guys,
you nailed it. You hit it all.
Hey, listen, you say it all the time. I got to do it once in a while, right? Guys, thanks for joining us. And until we see you in the next video, mahalo.